Welcome to Whispers of Starlight, the guardians of the ancient tree, a tale of magic, adventure, and love. Join us as we step into a world where ancient portals open to mystical realms, and two elf guardians discover their destiny and each other. Let the journey begin. Chapter 1. The Awakening of Liel. In the heart of a lush emerald forest, where the trees whispered secrets of old and the brooks sang soft lullabies, lived an elf named Liel. Her home was a quaint little nook nestled among the ancient oaks, whose leaves danced in the gentle breeze, casting flickering shadows that played upon the ground. Liel was, unbeknownst to her, the most beautiful elf in the neighborhood. Her hair was as black as the midnight sky, flowing like silk down her back and shimmering under the sun's gentle kiss. She had a grace about her, a quiet elegance that she carried with ease. But if you were to ask Liel, she'd merely smile, unaware of the radiance she held. Though Liel had seen many seasons, her age was but a whisper among the winds. Elves, after all, tread lightly upon the earth, their years stretching far beyond human reckoning. Yet, in her heart, Liel was ever young, her spirit as vibrant and lively as the forest that cradled her. One crisp morning, as the dawn painted the sky in hues of pink and gold, Liel awoke to the melody of the forest. The birds chirped a symphony of welcome, and the leaves rustled in harmony. Inviting her to join the day, with a gentle stretch, she rose from her bed, her feet barely touching the soft moss that carpeted her home. Today, Liel decided, was a day for exploration. There was a magic in the air, a whisper of adventure that called her name. She donned her cloak, a fabric as green as the leaves that sheltered her, and stepped out into the awakening world. The forest greeted her like an old friend, its paths well trodden by her light steps. Liel had always felt a deep connection to this place, a bond that was as natural as the flow of the streams and as enduring as the mountains that stood tall in the distance. Her journey took her through dappled sunlight and shadow over babbling brooks and under archways formed by the intertwining branches of trees. The forest was alive with the sounds of nature, a symphony that filled Liel with a sense of peace and belonging. As the sun climbed higher, Liel found herself in a part of the forest she had never explored before. Here, the trees seemed older, their trunks wide and their branches stretching high into the sky, as if reaching for the stars themselves. The air was filled with an ancient magic, a feeling that whispered of stories untold and mysteries yet to be discovered. It was here, in the heart of the forest, that Liel stumbled upon a clearing. The grass was softer here, a vivid green that seemed to glow with its own inner light. And in the center of the clearing stood a tree, unlike any she had ever seen. It was massive, its branches laden with blossoms that shimmered in the sunlight, casting a gentle glow upon the ground below. Liel approached the tree, drawn by its beauty and the sense of calm that enveloped her. She reached out a hand, touching the bark gently. A warmth spread through her, a feeling of love and protection that seemed to emanate from the tree itself. In that moment, Liel realized that the forest had more to offer than she had ever imagined. It was a place of beauty and magic, of peace and serenity, and she, a simple elf with hair as black as night, was a part of it all. As the day waned and the shadows lengthened, Liel made her way back to her home, her heart full of the day's discoveries. The forest had shared its secrets with her, and she knew that there were still many more waiting to be found. That night, as Liel lay in her bed, the sounds of the forest lulling her to sleep, she felt a deep sense of gratitude, for she knew that she had found her place in the world, a sanctuary of peace and beauty where she could always find comfort. And so, with the moon watching over her and the stars twinkling in the sky, Liel drifted off to sleep, dreaming of the adventures that awaited her in the days to come. Chapter 2. Through the Veil. Liel's heart was drawn back to the ancient tree, nestled deep within the heart of the emerald forest. With the new day's dawn casting a golden glow through the canopy, she set out, her soul alight with an unexplained pull towards the mysterious giant she had discovered the day before. The forest, with its chorus of bird songs and the gentle rustle of leaves, seemed to encourage her every step. Upon reaching the clearing, the sight of the tree filled Liel with a sense of awe and an inexplicable feeling of being called. She approached the massive trunk, her fingers tracing the patterns in the bark, marveling at the beauty and the ancient wisdom it seemed to hold. It was then, almost by accident, her hand brushed against a part of the trunk that felt peculiarly different, a section that her eyes had overlooked, camouflaged perfectly with its surroundings. To Liel's surprise, the bark under her touch yielded slightly, and with a soft click that felt more like a whisper, a section of the tree subtly shifted. A door, so well hidden in the tree's trunk that one might pass it 1,000 times without noticing, revealed itself. Liel, taken aback by the discovery, felt her heart race with excitement and a touch of nervousness. She had not expected to find such a secret hidden within the embrace of the tree. Pushed by a blend of curiosity and a sense of destiny, Liel gently opened the door. Before her lay a passage that seemed to glow with a soft, ethereal light. The air within felt alive, thrumming with an energy that beckoned her forward. With a tentative step, she crossed the threshold, the door silently closing behind her, leaving no trace of the outside world. The passage led her not deeper into the tree, but rather, it felt as though she was moving between the very fabric of reality. The light grew brighter, the air warmer, and the path underfoot seemed to hum with a melody of its own. Liel, filled with wonder, continued forward, each step taking her further from the world she knew. And then, quite suddenly, the passage ended, opening onto a breathtaking vista that took Liel's breath away. She had emerged into another world entirely, a realm that defied all she knew of her forest home. This place was alive with vibrant colors she had never seen, skies that shimmered with hues of pink and lavender, and fields of flowers that glowed softly, illuminating the landscape with their light. Liel stood on the threshold of this new world, a mix of awe and trepidation filling her heart. She had stepped through a veil, leaving behind the familiarity of her forest for the unknown wonders of this magical place. The air here was sweet with the scent of unknown flowers, and the gentle breeze carried melodies that stirred something deep within her soul. As she ventured into this new realm, Liel noticed that the natural world here seemed to sing in harmony with her presence. The plants and trees, so different from those of her home, seemed to lean towards her, their movements gentle and welcoming. It wasn't long before she realized that this world was not just different in appearance but in essence. Magic was woven into the very air, tangible and alive, responding to her presence with warmth and light. Liel wandered through this enchanted landscape, her heart open to the wonders it held. She felt no fear, only a profound sense of belonging and a curiosity that drove her to explore further. It was as if this world had been waiting for her, a place where her spirit could soar, unbound by the limits of her previous existence. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across this magical land, Liel knew it was time to return to her own world. She made her way back to the passage, the door appearing to her once again, as if acknowledging her decision to return. Stepping through, she felt a sense of completion, a circle closing. As she emerged back into the familiar forest, Liel stood before the ancient tree, its presence now holding a deeper meaning for her. She had crossed through a hidden door and discovered a realm beyond her wildest dreams, a testament to the magic that lay hidden in the heart of the forest. And though she returned to her world, she knew part of her would always remain connected to that magical land, a secret guardian of the passage between worlds. As she made her way home, the moonlight guiding her steps, Liel felt a profound sense of peace. She had ventured beyond the known, touched the fabric of magic, and returned changed. The forest, her home, welcomed her back. its whispers now carrying a new layer of secrets and wonder. And so, Liel's journey had truly begun, not just as a guardian of the forest, but as a traveler between worlds, a keeper of secrets and magic that bound them all. Chapter 3. The Portal Between Worlds. Liel's mind was a whirlwind of thoughts and emotions following her discovery. The realization that the ancient tree served as a gateway to another world, a place so vastly different from her own, had ignited a flame of curiosity and wonder within her. She had barely closed her eyes that night. Images of the luminous fields and shimmering skies of the other world dancing behind her eyelids. As dawn's first light kissed the earth, Liel knew she could not resist the call of the tree and the secrets it held. With a heart full of anticipation, she made her way back to the clearing. The forest seemed to sense her purpose, the path clear and the wildlife unusually quiet, as if in reverence to the journey she was about to undertake. Standing before the tree, Liel took a deep breath, feeling the magic pulsing beneath its bark, a silent invitation to step through once more. As she pressed against the door, it swung open with ease, revealing the familiar passage awash with gentle light. Liel stepped through, the door closing with a soft whisper behind her. But this time, as she moved forward, she held a quiet intention in her heart, to explore, to understand the nature of this portal and its destinations. The passage seemed to respond to her desire, the walls pulsing with a brighter glow, guiding her steps. Liel felt a shift in the air, a change in the energy that thrummed around her, and braced herself for what was to come. Suddenly, the path ended, and Liel stepped out into a world so starkly different from both her forest and the magical realm she had visited before. This time, she found herself on the edge of a small clearing, not unlike those in her own world, but the similarities ended there. Before her was a scene from the human world, a sight she had only heard of in the oldest stories of her people. There was a small house, quaint and cozy, with smoke curling up from the chimney and the soft glow of lights from within. In the garden, a family was gathered, their laughter and voices creating a melody that was both foreign and heartwarmingly familiar. Liel watched from the shadows, a silent observer to the scene before her. She saw the love and warmth shared among the family members, the simple joys of their evening together. It was a glimpse into a life so different from her own, yet it stirred something within her, a sense of connection to the vast tapestry of existence. As she stood there, hidden from view, Liel realized the true nature of the ancient tree. It was not just a portal to another world, but to many worlds, a nexus of paths leading to infinite possibilities. Each journey through the door could open her eyes to new horizons, teach her about the myriad ways of life that flourished beyond her forest home. The night deepened, and Liel knew it was time to return. With a heart heavy yet exhilarated by the night's revelations, she made her way back through the passage. The door welcoming her returned to the forest. As she emerged, the tree seemed to stand taller, its presence more majestic, as if acknowledging her understanding of its true purpose. Liel stood before the tree, a sense of reverence filling her soul. She had been given a gift, a responsibility to explore, to learn, and perhaps in time to share the wonders beyond the door with her own world. The ancient tree, with its hidden door, was a guardian of secrets, a keeper of paths between worlds, and she, Liel, was its chosen steward. As she made her way home under the starlit sky, Liel's mind raced with possibilities. What worlds lay beyond the door waiting to be discovered? What stories and wisdom could she gather from these journeys? The forest, once a familiar haven, now felt like the gateway to a grand adventure, an exploration of the boundless diversity of life. And so, with a spirit ignited by wonder and a resolve strengthened by purpose, Liel embraced her role as the guardian of the portal, ready to explore the myriad worlds that awaited her, each step guided by the magic of the ancient tree. Chapter 4. Secrets Shared Under Starlight. After her ventures into the realms beyond, Liel's heart was abuzz with a myriad of emotions and thoughts. She yearned to share her discoveries, but feared the weight of responsibility the ancient portal carried. It was during a twilight stroll, as the stars began to pepper the sky, that she found herself wandering towards the serene glade where her childhood friend, Elion, often dwelled. Elion, with his keen green eyes and hair the color of autumn leaves, was unlike any other. He possessed a quiet strength and an unspoken depth that many overlooked. Liel and Elion had grown up together, their friendship as natural as the forest that cradled their lives. Unbeknownst to Liel, Elion's feelings had deepened over the years, blossoming into a silent love that he held close, fearing its revelation might alter the bond they shared. As Liel approached the glade, she found Elion lost in thought, his gaze fixed upon the canopy above, where the first stars of the evening were making their presence known. Noticing her approach, his face lit up with a warm, inviting smile. "Liel," he greeted, his voice as comforting as the gentle breeze that danced through the leaves. "What brings you to my corner of the woods this evening?" Liel hesitated, the weight of her secret pressing upon her. She looked into Elion's eyes, finding the familiar warmth and safety that had always surrounded their friendship. In that moment, she made her decision. If there was anyone she could trust with the secrets of the ancient portal, it was Elion. Sitting beside him, Liel began to recount her experiences, from the discovery of the hidden door within the tree to the wondrous and strange worlds it concealed. She spoke of the magical realm aglow with ethereal light and the human world, so different yet oddly familiar. As she shared her tale, Elion listened intently, his eyes reflecting the fire of curiosity and concern. When she finished, a silence hung between them, filled with the enormity of her revelation. "Liel," Elion finally spoke, his voice steady yet tinged with emotion. "You've been given a tremendous gift, but also a burden. I can't pretend to understand all the dangers or wonders this portal may hold, but know this: I am with you, every step of the way. Whatever you need, whatever you decide to do, you won't face it alone." His words, sincere and heartfelt, brought a comfort to Liel she hadn't realized she'd been seeking. Here, under the starlit sky, with the ancient forest whispering around them, a new chapter of their friendship began. Elion's offer to stand by her side was more than a promise of companionship. It was a pledge of unwavering support and protection. And though Liel was yet unaware of the depth of Elion's feelings, his commitment to her safety and well-being spoke volumes of his unspoken love. With Elion's assurance, Liel felt a newfound courage. Together, they formulated a plan to explore the portal further, to understand its mysteries and to ensure its secrets remained safe from those who might seek to exploit them. Their conversation stretched into the night, plans and promises woven between the tales of adventure and discovery. When they finally parted, it was with a sense of purpose and anticipation for what lay ahead. Liel returned to her home, her heart lighter, buoyed by the strength of their bond and the promise of shared adventures. Elion watched her go, his heart both heavy and elated. To be entrusted with such a secret, to stand beside Liel in the face of unknown worlds, was all he had ever wished for. And though he longed to confess his deeper feelings, he knew that now was not the time. His love would remain silent, his actions speaking the words his heart could not yet say. As the first light of dawn began to break across the sky, Liel and Elion prepared for their journey into the unknown, their friendship a beacon guiding them through the shadows and into the light of new discoveries. Chapter 5. Unveiled Destinies. As dawn broke over the forest, casting a golden glow through the dense canopy, Liel and Elion stood before the ancient tree, the portal to unknown worlds hidden within its ancient bark. The air was charged with anticipation, a sense of impending discovery palpable between them. Liel, with a mixture of excitement and nervousness, reached out to touch the tree, her fingers brushing against the concealed door. It swung open silently, revealing the now familiar path that lay beyond. With a determined glance at Elion, they stepped through together, the door closing softly behind them. The passage, illuminated by a soft ethereal light, seemed to hum with energy, a sensation both had come to associate with the transition between worlds. They walked side by side in silent camaraderie, each step taking them further from their own reality. Suddenly, the pathway began to shimmer, the air around them vibrating with an unseen force. Liel and Elion stopped, instinctively reaching out to steady each other. Before their astonished eyes, the passageway split into two distinct paths, a phenomenon neither had witnessed before. A voice as ancient and as gentle as the forest itself filled the space around them. Elion, son of the forest, your destiny has been intertwined with Liel's since the dawn of your time. You both are chosen, guardians of the threshold between worlds. Liel and Elion exchanged bewildered glances, the revelation taking them by surprise. Elion, especially, felt a rush of emotions, a sense of purpose ignited within him, a destiny he had never imagined now laid bare. With a newfound sense of determination, they approached the fork in the passage. The voice continued, "Together, you must choose your path. One leads to a world in need of your courage, the other to a place of deep knowledge and understanding. Choose wisely, for your decision will shape the destiny, not just of yourselves, but of all the worlds connected by this ancient gateway." Without hesitation, Liel looked to Elion, a silent question in her eyes. He nodded, understanding the weight of their choice. Together, they stepped onto the path to the right, a decision guided by instinct and the unspoken bond between them. The passage dissolved around them, and they emerged into a world unlike any they had seen. Towering structures of stone and metal stretched towards the sky, their surfaces gleaming in the sunlight. The air buzzed with the sounds of life, yet there was an undercurrent of tension, a sense that all was not as it should be. As they ventured further, they came upon a scene of chaos. Creatures, twisted and malevolent, roamed the streets, their presence spreading fear among the inhabitants. It was clear this world was in the throes of conflict, its people in desperate need of help. Liel and Elion, understanding their purpose, sprang into action, drawing upon the skills honed in the forests of their home and the magic that flowed through their veins. They stood against the tide of darkness, protectors of a world they barely knew. The battle raged, but amidst the chaos, a deeper connection between Liel and Elion emerged. Each move, each spell cast, was in perfect harmony with the other, their actions a dance of light against the shadows. As the last of the creatures fell, the inhabitants of the world emerged from their hiding places, awe and gratitude in their eyes. Liel and Elion, exhausted but exhilarated, knew they had found their purpose. In the quiet that followed, as they helped the people rebuild, a realization dawned on them. The ancient voice had been right. Their destinies were intertwined, not just with each other, but with the fate of countless worlds. And in Elion's heart, a deeper truth unfurled. He was meant to know this secret, to stand by Liel not just as a friend, but as a fellow guardian of the cosmos. As they prepared to return to their own world, their spirits buoyed by the knowledge of their shared destiny, Liel and Elion knew that this was just the beginning. Countless paths lay before them, each leading to new worlds, new challenges, and new opportunities to protect the delicate balance of the universe. Together they stepped back through the portal, their bond stronger, their purpose clearer. They were guardians of the threshold, chosen by fate and bound by a love and dedication that transcended worlds. Chapter 6. Bonds Beyond Worlds. After their triumphant return from the world of towering structures and shadowed creatures, Liel and Elion found themselves at the threshold of new understandings, not just of their destinies, but of the emotions that had quietly woven themselves into the fabric of their friendship. The shared experiences, the battles fought side by side, had forged a bond that was deeper and more profound than either had fully realized. The ancient tree, with its hidden portals to countless worlds, now stood as a beacon of their guardianship, but also as a symbol of the journey they had embarked upon together, a journey that was about to take a turn neither of them could have anticipated. On a day painted with the brilliant hues of dawn, Liel and Elion stood before the portal once more, their hearts aligned with a sense of purpose and adventure. This time, the passage opened onto a world of breathtaking beauty, a realm where the sky blazed with the light of two suns and the land was adorned with flora of unimaginable colors. However, as they ventured deeper into this new world, it became apparent that beauty was but a facade concealing a lurking danger. The inhabitants of this world, ethereal beings of light and shadow, were ensnared in a conflict that threatened the very essence of their existence. Liel, moved by the plight of these beings, insisted they help, Elion, ever her protector and partner, agreed, and together they devised a plan to bring peace to the troubled land. But in the heat of battle, a moment's distraction proved nearly fatal. A creature of darkness, hidden among the shadows, launched a surprise attack, its sights set on Liel. Elion, his heart gripped by fear, acted on instinct. With a burst of speed born of desperation, he threw himself between Liel and the creature, his arms outstretched, a shield of pure love and determination. The impact sent them tumbling to the ground, the creature's attack narrowly missing its mark. As the dust settled and the creature retreated, defeated by their unity and courage, Liel and Elion found themselves in a quiet embrace, hearts racing, eyes locked in a moment of profound realization. The danger had passed, but the spark ignited between them in that moment of fear and protection burned brighter than any they had experienced. Under the twin suns of that alien world, amidst the beauty and the peril, Elion finally found the courage to voice the feelings he had harbored for so long. "Liel," he began, his voice a whisper against the backdrop of a world slowly finding its peace. "I have loved you since the days when our biggest adventures were chasing fireflies in the twilight. I never dared to hope you might feel the same, especially not with the weight of our destinies upon us. But today, in the face of losing you, I realized I can't keep this within any longer. I love you more than I've ever found the words to say." Liel, her eyes glistening with a mixture of surprise and emotions long felt but never fully acknowledged, reached out to touch Elion's face, her touch as gentle as the first light of dawn. "Elion, my brave and steadfast friend, my heart has always been yours, even when I didn't fully understand it myself. You have been my light in the darkest of times, and my laughter in the moments of joy. I love you, not just as the hero who saved me today, but as the soul that has been intertwined with mine since the beginning." In that world, far from their own, Liel and Elion's love was confessed and sealed, a love that transcended the adventures and dangers they faced. It was a love forged in the heart of the forest, tested in the crucible of other worlds, and affirmed in a moment of pure vulnerability and strength. As they made their way back to the portal hand in hand, the land around them seemed to sing with a harmony that mirrored their own. They stepped through the portal, returning to their world, not just as guardians of its secrets, but as bearers of a love that would guide them through whatever challenges lay ahead. The ancient tree witness to their departure and return stood silent in the forest, its leaves whispering the tale of two hearts united in love and purpose. For Liel and Elion, the journey ahead was filled with infinite possibilities, but whatever worlds they would explore, whatever dangers they would face, they would do so together, their love a beacon shining brightly in the vast expanse of the universe. Chapter 7. The Horizon of Forever. In the wake of their heartfelt confessions and the trials they had faced in the other world, Liel and Elion found themselves standing at the edge of a new beginning. The ancient tree, with its myriad portals, now represented not just their duty to the worlds beyond, but also the journey of love they had embarked upon together. As the days passed, their bond deepened, strengthened by the love they shared and the shared purpose that guided them. They continued their explorations, their adventures taking them to worlds of wonder and challenge, but always they returned to their own, to the forest that had been the cradle of their love. It was on one such return, as the twilight wrapped the forest in a cloak of serene beauty, that Elion led Liel to a glade that had always been special to them. Here, where the first whispers of their childhood laughter still echoed among the trees. Elion stopped, turning to face Liel with a look of adoration. "Liel," he began, his voice soft but filled with emotion. "Every world we've seen, every star that lights the sky in those distant realms, pales in comparison to the beauty I see in you. Your courage, your kindness, the light of your spirit, it outshines them all. To me, you are more wondrous than any mystery the universe holds." Liel, her heart swelling with love, gazed into Elion's eyes, seeing there the reflection of her own feelings. The world around them seemed to pause, the forest holding its breath as the moment stretched between them. Elion stepped closer, his hand gently lifting to caress her cheek, his touch as tender as the first bloom of spring. "I love you, Liel, more with each passing day," he whispered, the words a sacred vow. And then, under the canopy of twilight, in the heart of the forest that had witnessed the growth of their love from the seeds of friendship, Elion leaned in and kissed Liel. It was a kiss that spoke of years of unspoken feelings, of dreams cherished in the silent spaces of their hearts. It was a promise, a bond sealed not just for the present but for all the tomorrows that lay ahead. Liel responded with a warmth that matched his own, her arms wrapping around him as the kiss deepened, their hearts beating as one. In that moment, the world around them faded, leaving only the truth of their love, as profound and as endless as the universe itself. As they finally parted, breathless and with smiles that lit up the dusky glade, they knew that their journey together was just beginning. There would be more worlds to explore, more challenges to face, but together, there was nothing they could not overcome. Hand in hand, they walked back towards their home, the stars emerging one by one above them, like beacons of hope and promise. Their love was a force as powerful and as eternal as the magic that flowed through the ancient tree, a love that would carry them through the adventures and trials of the many worlds they would explore. But for now, they were content to be in their world, in the forest that had nurtured their love, under the stars that witnessed their first kiss. The future was a horizon of endless possibilities, their love the compass that would guide them through whatever lay beyond. And so, as the chapter of their first kiss closed, another opened, filled with the promise of shared adventures, of dreams to chase and mysteries to unravel. Liel and Elion, guardians of worlds, bound by a love that transcended time and space, stepped forward into the horizon of forever, their hearts united, their spirits indomitable. Thank you for embarking on this magical journey with us. If our story of adventure and love has touched your heart, please remember to like and subscribe for more enchanting tales. Your support brings our stories to life. Until next time, farewell.